This video is going to be for those of you who need a little bit more practice with double replacement reactions and predicting products. We'll just run through a few of the problems and just give you a little bit more time to practice with them. I'm not going to do precipitates yet. We can do that another time. So today we're just going to focus on how to do double replacement reactions and predict those products. All right, so the first one we'll do, we have PB, or lead nitrate, specifically lead 2 nitrate, plus potassium chromate. Okay, and that's going to form, sorry, let's not do what it's going to form. So first of all, if you're struggling with this, it might behoove you to, before you get to switching partners, go ahead and separate for yourself the cation from the anion of each compound. And so remember that we're going to take the outside of each of these is going to create a new compound, and so we always leave the metal first. So it's going to be PB, which we know is positive 2 because it has 2 nitrates here, and we know that chromate is negative 2, so therefore that's going to be PbCrO4 plus, and then we take the inside elements or ions and we're going to form the other compound, which is going to be KNO3. Aside from that, then we would need to balance the reaction, and I will show you the complete way we would do that for those of you who need more practice with that. So I'm going to list out my ions underneath the arrow, the yield sign. So I have lead. Nitrate is on both sides of the equation, so I can list it as nitrate. Then I've got potassium, and then CrO4, because chromate is on both sides of the equation. That's 1 and 1. Nitrate is 2 and 1. Potassium is 2 and 1. And then chromate is 1 and 1. So all I need to do is put a 2 right there. And that is now a balanced equation. All right, number 2. Let's do another one. Let's do copper hydroxide, copper 2 hydroxide, plus phosphoric acid. Okay, so again, I'm assuming you're watching the video if you're kind of struggling with this. So I'm going to separate those cations and anions from each other. And now we're going to join the outside and outside. We know that this copper is plus 2 because it has 2 hydroxides attached to it. So that's going to be, I'm going to put it off to the side. So that's Cu plus 2. And then that phosphate is going to be PO4 minus 3. And so I'm going to need to combine them as Cu3 PO4 2. And then the other one it's going to make is going to be hydrogen connecting with that hydroxide, which we know is HOH, hydrogen hydroxide, or you could write it as H2O. And so as we do this, we're going to write everything under the arrow or the yield sign. So we were writing things under our yield sign. So I've got copper, I have hydroxide, and I have hydroxide. So, and I've got hydrogen and hydrogen. So I am going to split this water. We talked about that before, going ahead and splitting it. So I'm going to list that I have a hydroxide, and then I have hydrogens, and then I have phosphate on both sides. So 1 copper, 3 coppers, 2 hydroxides, and I've got 1 hydroxide, 3 hydrogens, only 1 hydrogen here. Remember, we're not counting this one because it's part of the hydroxide, and then phosphate and 2 phosphates. So I've got quite a bit of things to do here to balance this out. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start with my phosphates, or maybe I'll start with this copper. Okay, so if I put a 3 here, then that becomes 3, and 3 times 2 is going to be 6 hydroxides. And then I'll fix, let's do the hydroxides next. So if I put a 6 in front of this, that's going to give me 6 hydrogens and 6 hydroxides. And I can put a 2 in front of this, and now I have 6 hydrogens and 2 phosphates. So we are balanced with 3, 2, 1, 6 would be our coefficients there. All right, let's do another one. Number 3. Now, you can try these on your own. I would suggest that you write the reactants down and then pause the video, see how much you can do without following me, because like I tell my students all the time, you can watch YouTube videos of people riding bikes as long as you want, and that can tell you a little bit about riding bikes, but there's nothing like getting on that bike and having to balance it on your own and push the pedals. So same thing for you guys. You can watch people do these the whole time and think, I got it, I got it, I got it. But realistically, it's not going to happen until you take you get on that bike and do it yourself. So let's do another one. Let's do silver nitrate plus magnesium carbonate. Okay. So again, can kind of subdivide your cations and anions, and we're going to have outside bonds with the outside of that one. And silver is going to be +1 and carbonate is -2, so I'm going to need 2 silvers. And then we have magnesium and nitrate. So magnesium is +2, so I'll need 2 nitrates for that to balance. Now, again, we're going to list everything under our yield sign. So silver, I have nitrate on both sides. We have magnesium, and then we have carbonate on both sides. So I've got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. So I just need to put a 2 in front of that silver nitrate. And then it's balanced. Let's do one more together. Number 4. Again, you should stop the video and try it on your own to see if you can do it. And then you can pause and watch as you go and to check your work. All right, so I've got calcium hydroxide plus hydrofluoric acid yields. Okay, so again, just going to divide these by cation and anion. You don't have to do that if it's not necessary for you, but I'm just illustrating again how to separate the ions. So outside goes with outside. Calcium is +2 and fluorine is -1, so I need 2 fluorines. Plus, this H is going to come over here and make HOH. So let's see. We have calcium, hydroxide, hydrogen, and fluorine. So 1 and 1, 2, and I only have 1 over there. 1 hydrogen here, and remember this is the hydrogen by itself. And then fluorine is 1 and 2. Okay, so if I put a 2 here, that would become a 2, and that would become, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to put a 2 here. So if I do that, then I have a 2, and I have got 2 fluorines. And then I will need to put a 2 here, and that would be 2 hydrogens and 2 hydroxides. So that would be 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, guys, between this and the other videos we posted, if you're still needing help, then you need to come in for tutorials. Do not delay, or get with a friend who knows what they're doing, but don't put it off. All right, thank you.